So believe it or not, it's been 7 days since I started my 60-day challenge. And let's see exactly what's changed so far. So it's been 7 days since I started my 60-day self-improvement challenge, where I'm focusing on my discipline, my health, my fitness, and also my habits. First, I wanted to talk about the fitness portion of it and some of the goals that I set for myself. I told myself I'm going to at least go to the gym 4 days a week. I've got some notes here. And I'm going to walk on the treadmill 1 mile on the incline. So far, I've accomplished those goals completely. I've been going to the gym, I've been hitting that hard, and each day I committed to go, with only the exception of yesterday, because I had to do some work on the car and I had no transportation. But thankfully, little teaser, I was able to get that fixed. Okay. I've also been doing my walking on the treadmill. I've been doing the 1 mile on incline, burning some extra calories, and that's been going quite well. Also, I've been working on the meals and how I've been eating. And I've got a macro breakdown I wanted to share with you. So I've been taking in, for fats, 50 grams, and that's about 450 calories. The protein, 170 grams, and that's about 680 calories. And for the carbs, 220 grams, and that's about 880 calories. So this overall in total is having me at 2,010 calories a day. It's been quite sustainable and not been too big of a challenge. I haven't been fighting hunger pains, and we can go in a little bit more detail later about the exact meals I've been eating and the frequency. But just a little snapshot of that, I've been eating 3 times a day with 2 snacks, and those snacks being Greek yogurts. So definitely have not been feeling hungry. So for the measurements, so for this morning on the 7th day, I took weight measurements, I took body measurements, and I'm going to throw those in right now. All right, guys, so it's a big day. This is the morning of day 7. Let's go ahead and take the weight and let's see the numbers, and we'll go ahead and compare our results against the first day, and we can see exactly how much progress we've made in 1 week. That's funny. 204. All right, so I weigh the same. I weigh the same after 1 week. But I'm not discouraged by the scale at all, because I have been following my plan. I have been hitting my macros, and I've been hitting the gym. I can physically see that I'm a bit different, and I have those before pictures. So I'm not gonna panic. We're gonna keep moving in the same exact way that I have been moving. All right, so let's go ahead and let's jump to the update. All right, so let's go ahead and let's take our body measurements. I'm gonna be checking the shoulders, the chest, and the waist. Okay, and I'm gonna measure this in centimeters because there's a bit more resolution. Let's go ahead and let's do the shoulders first. 122. Okay. Let's do the chest. Up under the armpits and just above the nipples. 112. I want to do this just above the belly button. 96. All right, so that's the day 7 measurements. There's some of the gains. I definitely know I've made some gains. You know, I feel it in my chest, feel it a bit in my shoulders. I can see a bit more definition. So it's really interesting that I see 0 weight loss on the scale. But I'm not going to change anything. It's only 1 week of data. So I'm just going to continue on with my plan. And let's go ahead and let's get into more details about the 60-day challenge. All right, so I wasn't able to get the baseline numbers. For some reason, that wasn't in my mind at the time, but we'll just go ahead and consider these day 7 numbers as my baseline starting numbers, okay? So what else has changed in these 60 days, or these 7 days of my 60-day challenge? Like I said, I had some commitments around discipline, and what I did for that, outside of just going to the gym and outside of being consistent with my diet, I made sure to get rid of my social media. I've been wasting time away on social media, so no longer do I have Instagram, no longer do I have Facebook, no form of social media. I was never a user of Twitter or Reddit or anything like that, but I don't use any of it. I only have YouTube on my phone. And when I use YouTube, I'm using it at least 80 to 90% of the time productively. So this, for me, is an accomplishment. And so YouTube, yeah, YouTube has been interesting, you know, making these videos, learning how to edit the videos. I'm starting to really enjoy it. I didn't expect to. So maybe in the end of this 60-day challenge, I'll continue. But stick around and we can find out about that. Another thing I wanted to make sure I did was build the habits and the structure at home. So now that I'm a weekend dad, I guess, as painful as that is to say, making sure that we still have structure, making sure that the boys have that feeling of homeliness while they are here with me, and that I keep them involved, working with me, but also having fun. So we're also having fun, but not just fun. I can't just be the fun uncle dad, you know. I have to make sure that we still have structure in the home. We still have our routine that we built over all the years that we had together. So we're not gonna lose that, and I'm gonna make sure that I maintain that discipline with them over the next however long this is. And the last thing I wanted to talk about as far as my commitments I've been making to myself is around my financial status. Without going so deep into the numbers, I think that might just get into the weeds and people will not care about that. But, you know, I'm making adjustments, and I've totally stopped day trading. That's huge. So I've lost $0 this week in day trading. And also, we're making plans right now to sell some of the assets, or I guess in this case a liability, because I have another truck. It's a 2019 GLS 550. It's a Mercedes-Benz. I'm gonna sell it. I have some equity in this vehicle, so I'll give this money to the mother of my children when we do make the sale, just so she can make sure she has transportation to drive my boys around. I can't leave her hanging, you know, but at the same time I don't want to be paying any monthly payment on a vehicle which truly I have no access to. That doesn't make sense. We've came to an agreement there, so that should work out fine, but that's also going to soften the load here a bit in my home. But in general, I'm feeling so motivated. I really have enjoyed these 7 days. I've enjoyed the accomplishments that I've made, the momentum that I've built, and I'm genuinely excited to see what comes next. So just be looking forward to the next update. I'm gonna do it at 21 days, and then I'll do a third update at 45 days, and then I'll do the final update on day 60. So you guys can see the total transformation and the total method that I use to fix my life and get 1% better every day. So this is the comeback challenge, and this is day 7. And I'm still locked in.